Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about Ilford Delta 3200 speed film and pull processing, so be sure to stick around. So I have a series on my website called Developing Adventures, and it's basically like a journal where I talk about my experiences with developing different film stocks. And I wanted to make a video series to go along with it as well, because I know I have a different audience on my YouTube channel than I do on my website. So I thought it would be nice to share it with you guys as well. So today I'm going to talk about pull processing Ilford Delta 3200. So the reason I had started that series was because I found myself shooting a lot of film indoors around the house, just basically every day. And I needed a film stock that I could shoot handheld in low light conditions of my family and my pets, and just to make memories with. So the first film I had tried was Ilford Delta 3200, obviously because of the 3200 ISO speed, and I just did not like my results. I basically found that the grain was just a little bit too much for my taste, especially in pictures of my human family, not so much the pets, but skin tones just had a little bit too much grain for me. So I've looked into pull processing because I had heard that by pulling you can take out some of the contrast and take out some of the grain. So basically pull processing is when you shoot the film at a lower ISO than box speed, and then you also develop it at that ISO as well. So these pictures I'm going to go over, I developed in Kodak D76 stock solution for 9 minutes and 30 seconds. And I actually really liked the results that I got, so I wanted to share them with you guys. I set my camera to ISO 1600, even though the film is 3200 speed. What I liked about that, it gives me higher shutter speeds so that reduces shake when it's handheld. It also gives me the option to close down my aperture just a teeny bit more than I would with a 400 or 800 speed film. I would need a tripod if I used 400 speed film indoors, at least in my home. And you may remember my last video was before Christmas when we were putting up our tree, and I shot with my Rolly. I shot Ilford Delta 3200 at 1600, and I took these pictures of the tree and of my fiance putting up our ornaments. And I said in that video that I was going to make this video and talk more about pull processing this film. So now let's just go over some of the shots. So this shot here with the blanket, this actually was the first shot I took pulling to 1600, and I really like the way this came out. The grain is not as pronounced as it was with the 3200 by far. And this picture of my dog, and this one you can see though with this picture of Frankie that the highlights do start to still get blown at 1600 the same way that it did with 3200. So that I didn't care for too much. This picture in particular of my journal on my chase lounge by the window, this is all just with natural lighting coming in with the window. I really like the soft lighting, and there's not a lot of contrast. In fact, I liked that because I pull processed the film, it took away some of the contrast that it would normally have, and I was able to go in and add in how much I wanted in post-processing. And I really liked having that ability. And you can see again, this picture is probably the best example, this picture of my cat Midnight, again by the window with natural lighting. And it's really soft. It has really soft gray tones, and I like that. And again, all I did in post was sharpen it up and add some contrast where I wanted, and I liked having that control. This picture of Frankie, you can see the grain. Now you probably can't see it in the video, and you can't really see it when I post it online, but here on my big screen I can see the grain. And I think too when I print the pictures out you can see the grain more, but it's not as much as at 3200. So I really liked these pictures that I got. Again, there's Frankie. And this picture was taken at night, and the only light source was the Christmas tree. I really liked the way this came out. And here's a picture of my aunt's vintage radio by the window with natural lighting again. And the grain here isn't as pronounced, and I added in some contrast. And here is a picture shot of Midnight and this is during the day, so there was some sunlight coming in from the window, and I added some contrast there. Some more pictures of our ornaments and the Christmas tree, which I really like these pictures. And basically these pictures aren't anything important. It's not for a project. These are just my memories. These are pictures for myself. So they're pictures around my home. And even though they're not, pictures I'm going to sell or anything like that, I still want them to be good quality, and I want them to be nice for future memories. There's a picture of Jasmine, my cat. There's Frankie again underneath the Christmas tree. I even wanted to try this film outside to see if 1600 film was good outside. That's a little bit too sensitive, but I actually really like this picture of the tree and the clouds that day. And then here's a picture inside in my kitchen of an avocado sprout. I'm growing another avocado tree from a pit. You can see that I tested the film out in different lighting situations, like I said, and during the day outside, during the day inside, at night inside, and then kitchen lighting. And then here's a picture of our Christmas dinner. This is on Christmas Day, and Frankie rolling around in our presents. Here's my fiance opening up her presents. And the skin tone you can see is a little bit better than it was at 3200 with all that grain. There's still a little bit, but it's not bad. And here she is again, and I think it's a lot better in the skin tones. There's Frankie wearing his shirt, Dear Santa, I can explain because he's bad. But and then here's our stockings hanging on Christmas Day, and we were watching Polar Express. So it's just a bunch of nice memories that I'm excited to have in my photo albums. So that's basically it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm actually going to share other film stocks that I've pushed as well for this quest I have that I've started to find a film that I can shoot every day, handheld. And actually I want to try to find an affordable one too, because Ilford Delta 3200 is pretty expensive. I think it's $11.99 per roll. On my website I've actually already done a lot of these experiments. I've tested HP5, I've pushed Tri-X, T-Max, Kentmere, Pan 400 film, but I do want to share it here on my channel. So if you like this, please give a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below that this is something you do want to see and that you do want me to share. Also, please make sure that you subscribe, because that does help me a lot and help this channel. Let me know down in the comments if you recommend any film stocks that I should try pushing, that I can shoot, that's affordable, and that will come out with not too much grain and not too much contrast. So until next time, stay motivated and keep shooting.